Welcome back to the channel. Guys, this has got to be the most annoying shit ever that you will ever have to deal with in your life. It's right up there. When dealing with narcissists, severely selfish, self-absorbed people that can only see their own self and nobody else matters. Nobody else and their emotions matter. None of that shit matters at all. They are the only people that matter. Their needs are the only thing that matters. And they're so manipulative, they'll literally manipulate you into thinking that there's something that they're not, just to get what they want from you. That's all that matters to them, is that they're selfishly getting what they want. And when you come to the realization that you're being manipulated, you can't tell the narcissist that. You can't tell a narcissistic individual those things. I have tried before. It does not work. They don't listen, bro. And they deny it. They literally lie about everything. And they gaslight you further and further and further to make you question your own fucking reality. You think you're going half nuts, but you're not. The jig is up. None of us are going nuts. We know what's happened. We know what's happened. But they want to put on this fucking fake show. No, I didn't. I didn't do that. I didn't do this. That's not what it is. They're playing dumb, bro. They are playing dumb every single time. And that's the thing. Regular human beings who are healthy can conversate with one another about anything. About any trials, tribulations, anything. Snaky people, also known as narcissists, people who fear real shit and just avoid things, will never come clean. They're avoiding reality. They're avoiding their own self. They're suppressing their own emotions. They're suppressing reality. It's a fake reality. It's a reality they have created in their own mind, and that's what it is. Their feelings, however they feel, and that's what's real to them. It's not about coming together, talking on a deep level, talking things through, talking about the uncomfortable things. Guys, you try to do that with a narcissistic individual with some serious trauma. They don't do that. That's what's annoying. The only way to win with these people is to not play their game, because they make things seem real, very real. They make things seem very real in the beginning for maybe months. And all of a sudden, the jig is up. And you can just clearly see what's going on. And it's like, damn. It's pretty shocking because you did not see that one coming, but it happened. And that is the exact moment that you will never see them the same ever again. Ever. You now see this person exactly like they are. And it's like, damn. You were lied to, bro. You were lied to. Or girl, you were lied to. You were deceived. And the crazy thing is, the narcissist will never come clean. They will never admit shit. I shouldn't say never, because I've had narcissists before in my presence that literally admitted how messed up they are. And they allowed themselves to be vulnerable. And they are not the most dangerous ones. They're still dangerous because they're still going to do you dirty. The most dangerous ones will live their whole life that way, faking to be something that they're not. They're going to fool every person they come in contact with. Never fix themselves, never believe in fixing themselves, never believing something's wrong with them. But the thing is, when things get real with them, and another human being and the truth comes to light, deep down inside, bro, they know. They know they're messed up, but they want to run so far away from that. And you know why they want to run away from that? They don't want to face that hurt. They don't want to face that trauma. They're going to run from it. That's what they're going to do. That's what they do best. They run. They run. They hide. That's what they're going to do. They're not going to admit shit. They're not going to face the facts. They're not going to face reality. They're going to run. That is it. And somebody else is in for getting manipulated. They got you. They'll get somebody else. They'll get somebody else. They'll get somebody else. They'll tell themselves they're normal. They'll tell themselves there's nothing wrong. They'll tell themselves whatever, they're fine, and they're not fine. And the other people they deal with, they're going to damage them as well. They're going to annoy them as well. They're going to hurt them as well because they are hurt. They don't want to come to terms with that. They don't want to come to terms with how hurt they actually are inside. They're going to run very far away from anything to do with accountability. And they'll never admit their wrongdoings either. They lie about that. Because the only thing they see is themselves and how they feel. And oh my God, they can't put themselves in somebody else's shoes to know how they must feel about something. They refuse to do it because of how self-absorbed they actually are. That's the whole issue. If you're not a secure person within yourself, to the point you know who you are, you know how things go, and you can put yourself in somebody else's shoes, and that is what I do best. That is what I do best, is putting myself in somebody else's shoes to understand where they're coming from. I literally coach people every day. I literally help people every fucking day of my life. I literally do this. God sent me here to do this particularly. I have empathy. I have feelings. I know how shit goes. So when you come across people like that, when you see people like that, when you deal with people like that, bro, you know what they are. The jig is up. They can fool other people, manipulate other people, blame other people for everything in life. They can never look at themselves to see what they're actually doing, to see who they actually are. Who are you? They couldn't even tell you. They don't know. They don't know who they are. But I'll tell you what they are. They are traumatized. They are dark inside. And it's something they neglect. It's something they will not face. It is something they suppress. And they run from that darkness. That is what they do best. They don't want to face it. They are runners. They're going to run away from dealing with that. These people are very avoidant, and whoever they come in contact with, they do very terrible in close interpersonal relationships. People who are securely attached do very good in relationships. People who are very avoidant or very anxious, one way or on the board, do terrible in close interpersonal relationships. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And it's because of their trauma and how they were neglected and their coping mechanisms, which they don't want to hear about, which they don't want to learn about, which is why they'll never fucking fix it. And they're also attracted to people who have qualities that they absolutely need to have in their life, but they end up self-sabotaging the very things that's best for them. Avoidant attached people, fearful avoidants, are known for doing this and causing this type of destruction. You ask them what they want. Close, meaningful relationships. You give them that. Within months, they self-sabotage. You start to see things you never saw at first. And shit gets out of hand very, very quickly. If you have experience, you will get the hell out. If you don't have experience and you're naive, you will stick around and you'll continue to let them hurt you time after time after time after time again, because that is how they cope. That is how their brain is wired. They are wired to get close to you and then to basically cut the cord of the attachment that you guys have worked to build. It's like there's like a line, and there's you and there's them on the end of it, attached, like a bolt of electricity could go through, and there's this attachment. As soon as it's like securely attached, they're going to cut that motherfucking line, bro, and you're going to be completely shocked. Completely dumbfounded. What the hell happened? Out of thin air, out of nowhere, literally, you can go from feeling so connected. One moment, one day, one moment, out of nowhere. And guys, that is because of their trauma. And this shit is going to affect a securely attached person a whole bunch. Or somebody else. It's going to affect you because if they were an anxious person, it's going to affect you as well. I've dealt with both. I've dealt with both of these effed up things before. Both suck. The anxious makes you feel awful inside because it's so much. Like, they're in your face, bro, for hours and hours and hours. Anxious for no reason. Absolutely just going nuts. And you have to sit there and be uncomfortable and deal with all this stuff, and it's just like, A secure person could sit there, be calm, talk things through. This is what happened. This is what's going on. Well, da 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 da. You can talk things through. Anxious people are wildin', bro. It's way too much. It's way too much. It's way too uncomfortable. It's so effing draining. I have dealt with that shit before. And I mean, they make you sit there or stand there right in front of them for hours and they're just unloading on you. Like, that's not healthy. Healthy is they can stay calm. They can tell you things and you can hear it and you can talk back. You can discuss certain things. And when it comes to an avoidant, it's also very messed up because it's the polar opposite. It's like just when you should have got even closer together and you were feeling it and it was going to happen, all of a sudden you take a massive step back in what you were building with that person. Massive step back. It's to the point where you don't even, like, whatever happened between you guys, it's just gone. What was built, that's what they do. They destroy and self-sabotage close connections with people because of their fearful avoidant attachment style, which is trauma. They are traumatized. So both are extremely messed up. Messed up to deal with. To be a secure person and to have gone through that and to see that and to experience that, they will never know what we feel because they're the ones implementing it. If we just murdered somebody, we wouldn't know what they felt when we did something to them. They know. They know that experience. That's how avoidance or anxious people feel. Anxious people don't know how uncomfortable they make us when they're all up in our shit, yelling and screaming and going crazy, and we can't get a word out and they're just going insane. Like, it's not a healthy conversation. And avoidants never know the destruction they cause when they snip the fucking line and you have no connection left at all. It feels like a person you don't even know. It's like you just knew them, you were just connected, and you can feel the cutoff, bro. You can feel it. It's like intense. It's groundbreaking. It's earth-shattering. It's gone. You can feel the disconnect. The whole time you felt connected, the whole time there was a connection. And that's the thing about these people. They have to keep and maintain their hyper independence. You can be independent to a degree and still have a great connection and relationship. These people have to absolutely keep their hyper dependence and not connect themselves fully to somebody else. Because to them, that's painful. To them, that's uncomfortable. To them, that's not safe. It's risky. And they self-sabotage and destroy the best, most meaningful relationships that they ever could have had. Ever. And I'm going to do a very good video on this stuff. A very good video, because this shit is absolutely insane, bro. Insane. But yeah, usually these people will blame it on you. They'll have some sort of thing to say to blame it on you, because in their minds, that's how they felt. It was too much. It was this. It was that. They use excuses, bro. They use excuses, but the excuses are not valid. Once again, they lie. Once again, they act like they didn't actually perform and do the things they've actually done. But they did do it. Like, fucking flat out, bro. They literally did that shit. Literally. That is a fearful avoidant. That is a trauma response. They'll live their whole life that way. Their whole life. And their whole life is going to dwindle by, and not much good is ever going to happen unless they come to God in glory and probably seek some extensive therapy. Some people don't believe in therapy, but I'm telling you guys right now, therapy could do wonders if you go in there and you're ready for pain. You're ready to break yourself down to build yourself back up, because that is what these people have to do. You have to break yourself down and get off that hard exterior shell that you have on to protect yourself from the best things in life. Break yourself down to build yourself back up to where you should be. That is what they have to do, but they won't. Most of them will never do it, bro. Avoidant people are the last people that'll ever go and do shit like that. They'll live their whole life being the way they are, and I'm telling you guys now, there is 0 point in being with anyone who is an avoidant. Because all they're going to do is the push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. It's not a solid, stable, healthy connection. It's very intense, very love bombing, very that kind of a way. And then there's the drop off. And you don't get any further. They have a limit, and you don't get further. And that's exactly when you should, but they can't. Because of their trauma. So, this is what it is. And yeah, that's the video. If you guys need help in any situations, I do offer one-on-one coaching. You guys can see the links in the description box. My Instagram is there as well. It's the exact same username as here on YouTube. And do not forget to come follow or come subscribe to this channel. And we will see y'all in the next video as well. Is going to be very good. So stay tuned. God willing, God bless. We'll see y'all at the top.